Was I in a cult? Part 38. Quick recap. I was on a church crusade for 2 weeks. So I had reached complete burnout by the end of the first week. After like the 7th day of being in the streets nonstop, no water, no food, barely any sleep, many days no sleep, I ended up coming back to the lunch hall for dinner, and the dinner was done already, and a leader approached me. So there were leaders at the actual church that we were at in Colorado, and they were the ones that were like over the entire event. Obviously I was a leader for the group that I was put over, but there was other leaders that were over the entire event, and so one of those leaders are the ones that approached me. So she tells me, hey, we need to talk. That was scary. I'm thinking in my mind, am I in trouble? What happened? My mind was running like crazy, and I thought, oh shoot, am I gonna get in trouble for what happened a couple days before, which I'll tell you in a second, or is it because the driver was late and I'm getting in trouble because someone else didn't get me to the place on time to eat lunch or dinner? Because it wasn't like it was the first time that happened. We had missed dinner several nights, and basically I wasn't eating. Real quick, what happened the other day was that, again, Diane, trying to do everything she could to attempt to get me in trouble, decided to have me and my friend Erica do something funny, and she thought, let's pull a prank on the women's home. And I'm like, what are you talking about? And she's like, you and Erica are gonna go downstairs, and you guys are gonna like take shaving cream, and you're gonna put it on the girls, like you're gonna spray it on them when they're asleep and wake them up, and then you're gonna run out. And I'm like, yeah, no, I don't think that's a good idea. And then she was like, no, come on, it'll be fun, let's all do this. And then, but what I didn't realize is that she was having me and Erica and her girls do it, but guess what? She wasn't doing it herself. The girls were like, come on, let's do it. Don't be a party pooper. Come on, let's go. And since I already felt like I wasn't clicking well with them, I thought it was like a way we could bond. And, you know, I guess I felt like one of those sorority girls, like trying to actually fit into the group. And this was like the church version of hazing. So I got talked into it. We did it. And the next day, we were rebuked by the women's home. They basically set us down, and they're like, this is inappropriate. This should never be done. This is wrong, blah, blah, blah. And Diane's like just laughing about it because it was us getting in trouble, not her. And then my second thought was, oh my gosh, does someone have gaydar here? And someone's gonna know. They're gonna know that I have feelings for someone. Is it that obvious? Like, can they see that I'm gay? No, none of that. No, I was being accused of using drugs. What? Yeah, so apparently someone, Diane, found some pills in my makeup case. Okay, let me back up. So, when this lady said, I need to talk to you, and pulled me aside, the first thing she said was, are you on drugs? I'm like, are you serious? She was very serious. She's like, well, someone on your team, Diane, has brought it to our attention that you haven't been sleeping or eating. Really? Okay, so yes, I have an attitude right now, but at the time, I was in leadership, I was serving the Lord, and I was taught to always have a very good attitude and not to give an attitude to anyone and not to tell anybody off. And so clearly I wasn't giving her an attitude. I was just like, I was a little upset, but I was like, are you serious? I remember saying, are you serious? Like, do you really think that I would come over here as a leader from my church and run this group when I'm on drugs? Like, do you really think that I would be doing this? And she's like, well, we're gonna have to take you to the hospital to get you a drug test. I'm like, you have got to be kidding me, right? She's like, no, you need to come with us right now. We're taking you to the hospital. I'm like, what is happening? I was like, well, I need to go to the bathroom. She's like, no, you can't go to the bathroom. And I was like, I have to go to the bathroom. She's like, no, we're going in the car. We're leaving right now to go. I remember telling her, look, I'm an adult. I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll be right back. So I went to the bathroom and I realized that I had started my period. I was like, oh, great. So I didn't have anything. So I just put some toilet paper and I went to the leader and I told her, look, I need to get some pads first. She's like, no, we don't have time to do that. I'm like, I need to go back to my room and get some pads. She's like, no, we're leaving right now. And I'm like, well, I need pads. Like, where am I going to get them at? And she didn't care. She just made me get in the van and we went straight to the hospital. Okay. This is something I haven't talked about in a long time. So these feelings are real and I'm very upset right now. Okay, so I was not going to argue with her. She was in leadership. She was over me. So I was like, you know what? I just need to do what she's asking me to do. I just need to be compliant. I was like, the Lord will vindicate me. This will be all over and nothing's going to happen. Because clearly I was not on drugs. You're probably thinking, okay, so what was in your bag? So I have severe allergies and I had asthma and I had different pills. I had pills for my allergies. I had brought some pills, like some basic like Tylenol or something like that also for headaches. I brought like the average things that you would bring on a trip, but I didn't bring the bottles because it would take up too much space. I put them in a little plastic bag. And so they were all just like a bunch of pills, like different pills that I would be able to take throughout the week. Well, I was going to be there for 2 weeks, so there was a lot of pills, and it was in like a little plastic baggie, and so they wasn't clearly marked or anything, and I thought to myself, I know what she's talking about. And then she's like, well, why was the bag like hidden? You know, like why was it hidden? I was like, what do you mean hidden? She's like, yeah, they said that it was hidden under some things in your makeup case. And I'm like, ugh, I just packed them there. Like that's where I put them. I wasn't trying to hide anything. And it's just like she didn't believe me. And I was like, okay, I'm just getting falsely accused. And, you know, I remembered these biblical scriptures and I thought, you know what, I'm just being falsely accused and it's fine. The Lord will vindicate me and everything will be okay. I was thinking, first of all, who is in my makeup case? Nobody asked me to borrow makeup or asked me to use anything. So they did this behind my back. They went searching through my stuff without asking. Why were they getting in my makeup case in the first place? But I didn't want to say that because I'm like, if I say that, it's gonna look like I'm hiding something when I wasn't. And it was like I couldn't convince them of the fact that, you know, this is not true. I'm just being falsely accused. I'm almost out of time, but I was just really upset that they didn't trust me and trust my word that I wasn't using drugs, and they made me prove it to them. It all happened so fast and I didn't even really get a chance to think about anything, like, because they're just like, get in the van, we're leaving right now. I mean, technically, I could have probably refused, but what good was that going to do me? Because then it was just going to look like I was hiding something. More later,